Okay, so in terms of awareness for the week, we have the Five of Cups, we have the King of Swords. The Five of Cups, it's a card of feeling down. Maybe you are feeling sad or grief over something lost, something that has ended. And you may be thinking about the good old times or the older days when things were working out better for you. There's certainly a sense here, head down, looking at the cups that have spilled, being very right there with how you're feeling, which is probably not that thrilled or not that happy. And so we go through these periods in our life where we have disappointment, where we feel regret, where we feel sadness, or we get a sense of loss. And we kind of have to deal with it. We have to figure out a way to process it and to put it down to experience and allow ourselves the space to grow from it. Because if we don't, then we tend to get stuck and we tend to lose sight of what is good in life or the possibilities. If we're still living in the past, how do we move on to the future and all the beautiful possibilities that exist there? So, yes, it's fine to grieve for something, to allow it to end. Nothing wrong with that. But getting stuck there in that mindset, that's a tough place to get off from. So here's the Two of Cups that are still standing. And it goes to the very simple thought of counting your blessings. Try to remember what you do have. With this emotional sense of the cups here we have the King of Swords. No fooling around with this king energy. Straight to the point, objective, maybe blunt, able to get to complex issues and matters and understand them with ease, to communicate them. There's a lot of clarity, a desire for clear communication, but really it's information and it's understanding the facts and making sense of it intellectually and with reason and with your smarts versus allowing your emotions to overwhelm a decision or to override some decisions. This is really saying, get to the heart of the matter. Be very precise with your thinking. Be very straight to the point. Understand what the issue is, and if you need to address problems, you have to figure it out. If you have to make a different strategy, you have to use your smarts to make it so. You may be having to get back to a place where you're less emotional and more focused on, whatever it is that you're trying to achieve or trying to get to. The King of Swords brings this really no-nonsense energy. The other thought with this, that if you're surrounded by people who are not helping you out, who are more negative or more toxic than is beneficial, use the power of this sword and cut it out. Create some space. Don't let it overwhelm you. Don't let it affect you. You have this power and the truthfulness here, and you have to really use it to protect yourself. So if you need to create some space between some people who are downers or negative Nellies, then do so. This is using your smarts to handle setbacks and challenges that you may face. Okay, so in terms of guidance, we have the Seven of Pentacles and we have the Eight of Wands. And the Seven of Pentacles is perhaps giving you guidance, which is take a step back from what you've been working on. You've clearly been putting in the time and the energy and the effort to grow this beautiful bush. You may be needing a little break just to think about what you've been doing. You may need this little break just to catch your breath. You may be thinking, my golly, I've been working on this forever and it just doesn't seem that it's ever going to be ready to harvest. Do I have it in me to keep waiting? So as a 7 card, it's very close to to the end game, to getting to the completion here of whatever it is that you're growing. But here you're taking a break from the work. You're taking a break from the effort that you've put into nurturing and taking care of this bush. You may be looking at the quality of your work. You may be thinking about the reserves that you have within you in order to get the job done. But it's certainly taking a step back. And, for those that are in the U.S., maybe it's the holiday brings about this break, a natural break in the work. And maybe you can sit and think about things, or maybe simply having the break will allow you to get back to being focused and, again, taking care, nurturing, devoting your time and your energies to growing this pentacle bush. And the pentacle bush can be your own investments, your money, your career path, putting time and energy into a relationship. So with this time out, here we have the Eight of Wands. So the Eight of Wands, we see movement, we see something, we see these wands moving in midair. They're either being launched or they're coming down, and it's representative of the projects, of all the things we have going on in our life. We're busy. We have this happening. We have something at school or at work or with the family, or we're wrapping presents, whatever it may be. There's a lot going on. And so this speaks to, you may feel that the pace of your life this week is picking up. For some of you, this could indicate travel, air travel, ship, whatever it may be, of heading out on the road and having to deal with that, the travel at the holidays here in the States. We also, when we're thinking about communication, when we're thinking about being articulate, here it's focus on what you're saying. You may need to make a swift decision. You may need to respond to someone's email, text, a phone call. So just be mindful of how you present yourself and what you say, and particularly, it's certainly good advice during your retrograde to do that as well. But the King of Swords, very clear in direction, clear in focus, clear and clarity involved. Okay, so for possible outcomes, we have the Page of Cups and we have the King of Cups. A nice counterpart to the King of Swords. Here we're on the other side, which is paying attention to emotions, paying attention to relationships and how you treat others, and honestly, how you treat yourself as well. Pages are often news or opportunities. So you may have this youthful energy or this youthful desire, a spark for an idea, for a location, for someone else perhaps. For some of you, it could be a relationship, something new coming along. But the word is earnest here, very sincere, wanting the experience of relationships, the dynamic, the depth. It takes time to build those relationships, those meaningful relationships. It takes experience of getting hurt sometimes. Makes you a little wiser for the next opportunity. And then here we have the King of Cups, who has mastered the emotional game and who is present and who is emotionally intelligent in his approach and is caring about others. So you may be the King of Cups this week. You may be sharing your love, your empathy, and your compassion with family, friends, lovers, spouses. And it's such a gentle, healing touch. It's nice to have the counterpart to the King of Swords, which might feel like all business. And here's the soft, understanding touch of a King of Cups-like person in your life, or you're that person, where you listen, where you connect, where you get a charge from cultural arts and the humanities, where art and music play a beautiful part, and you appreciate those things just because of how they make you feel. So a focus on feelings. So interesting things happening for you, Capricorn, in terms of getting outside of this sense of hurt or loss, focusing on what you need to do objectively. You might need to take a break. You may be having a forced break and allow yourself to see things more clearly and what the next steps may be. News is coming your way, opportunities. You might have to make a quick decision. And again, relationships, how you treat people in relationships, how you love, how you care, how you are empathetic and sympathetic to others. So let's see what we have for you in terms of oracle cards and an affirmation for the week. Drink more water. So a simple message, but a good message. And I'm laughing because I'm looking at my water that I'm drinking, and it's one thing that I've been thinking about, which is to drink more water. It's so simple, but it's so important because it creates good health and balance and being hydrated, good skin, particularly during the cold winter. Drink more water. Simple, but very true. And let's see what we have in terms of love. Honesty is essential. To be a loving person, it is important that we speak truthfully and in a loving manner. And I would say, honesty is essential, and speaking truthfully and in an honest, loving manner, King of Cups, embodies that.